Hello and welcome to the Heating and Insulating Buildings video from scienceworksheets.co.uk. Today we're going to look at how our homes can be heated, why we should insulate our buildings and different ways of insulating, and how each of the types of insulation work. There are different ways that we can heat our houses. In individual rooms we can use electric or gas heaters. We can also use solid fuel fires that would burn wood or coal. To heat an entire house we can use a gas central heating, which burns gas to heat water, and then the hot water is pumped around each of the different rooms and it heats each room using a radiator. Heating homes is expensive. We can reduce our energy bills by insulating our homes. When our homes are well insulated, it will mean that the temperature inside the house is more stable because less heat energy will be transferred between the inside of the house and the outside. There are different insulation methods such as loft insulation, cavity wall insulation, external wall insulation for solid walls, aluminium foil behind radiators, and double glazing. Loft insulation is a poor conductor but good insulator. The fibres are non-metal, so they have low thermal conductivity. There are tiny air spaces between the insulating fibres to reduce convection currents. A significant amount of heat is lost through the roof of the house, so loft insulation is always a good way to reduce both heat loss and the energy bill. Houses with cavity walls started to be built around the 1930s. A cavity wall is where there is an airspace or cavity between two walls. In this airspace, convection currents can occur, which causes heat loss. So the cavity is filled with an insulating material that will reduce the convection currents. Older houses have solid walls, so external insulating blocks of polystyrene are attached to the wall for insulation. This is because cavity wall insulation would not be suitable, because there isn't a cavity inside the solid wall. The way the external insulating blocks work is because polystyrene is a good insulator or poor conductor, it will reduce conduction. Aluminium foil is placed behind the radiator, and this will reduce heat loss due to infrared radiation. When the radiator emits thermal energy as infrared radiation, the aluminium foil will reflect this radiation back into the room rather than the heat energy being conducted through the external wall behind the radiator. In double glazing, two panes of glass are separated by a vacuum. A vacuum is a region of space with no air particles, so the vacuum will reduce heat loss due to convection. If that space between the two panes of glass contained air, you would have convection currents in there, but because there's a vacuum, there are no particles and therefore you cannot get any convection currents, so it reduces heat loss due to convection. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to support the channel so that we can produce more videos. If you need revision worksheets, please visit scienceworksheets.co.uk, where there's a selection of worksheets and mark schemes with fully detailed answers and full workings.